Hello again, it's Skin Glow and I feel about to do another video. And basically I wrote a status on my Facebook page on Saturday evening, talking about why is it that young black people who choose to stay at home with their parents, who are just under the age of 30 or over the age of 30, who are still at home with their parents, are always being shamed. This does not make any sense to me. Why are we as a black community shaming the young blacks who have to stay at home? It does not make a bit of sense at all. I mean, if you don't really understand why they've had to move back home or why they're still there, then you really should not be commenting. Now let's get one thing straight. In West Indian and African communities, it is expected that the child stays at home until they're able to either A, provide for themselves, or B, until they get married. And even in some Asian cultures they do this as well. You're not leaving the house until you get married. You're not leaving the house until you get married. So I don't understand this whole, oh, look at him or look at her, so she's still at home and everything. And even you see these memes anyway, talking about oh, if a man is still at home over the age of 30 anyway, then he's less. Oh, you should not be dating him anyway because he's gonna be relying on you. And I'm like, first of all, he could have a good job. Yeah, but it's still not enough, because when you look at the economic climate that we're in today, it's very rare that someone can get a foothold on the housing ladder. I mean, England today is crazy. People are getting jobs and all this kind of stuff, but yet they're still not able to purchase their own home. So for people to be judging that when they know the situation that we're in today, it does not make a bit of sense to me at all. It don't make no sense to me at all. Like, we really need to be very careful what we say. We really need to be very careful what we say to people. I mean, that is one way to dampen someone's self-esteem, by telling them you ain't shit because you're still living with your parents. You've not achieved anything because you're still living with your parents. You're not successful because you're still living with your parents. I mean, is that what we're telling the youth today? That you're not successful unless you've moved out by the age of 25, have 2.4 children, a dog and a cat, your own house, and you're married? Not everybody's idea of success is that same thing, you know? Not everybody's idea of success is that. So you cannot go and tell somebody, oh, you know what, I don't value you because you ain't achieved what society says we need to value. No, that's not what we're going to be doing, you know? That's not what we're going to be doing. That's not how we build each other up. I mean, you would think we're always talking about being pro-black and all this kind of thing, but yet when it comes to something as simple as why a black person is choosing to stay at home and why some of them actually have no choice. I mean, some of them leave uni, they have their degree, but they're not able to find a job in the career they want to go into, so they're having to get a job in, say, McDonald's or in Tesco, in Asda, where they're actually overqualified, but yet that's all they can do. So yeah, if they was to get the job of their dreams, which was offering them 40 grand a year, then of course they could move out the house anyway. But at the same time, I think it's very smart thing. If you leave uni, you're not gonna get the job what you want straight away, to go back home and think and sort out a plan and say, you know what, this is my plan. This is how I'm gonna do things, you know. This is how I'm going to do things, and like say, well, I'm just going to be staying at home for 6 months, 12 months, however long it takes you to get back on your feet. However long it takes you to get back on your feet, you know? Not this whole, we need to be rushing through life. You don't need to be rushing through life. I mean, if you're under 30 or over 30, it does seem like your life is going like that. But at the end of the day, you got to see it as, well, things haven't gone as I'd planned them to, but I'm gonna come up with a different plan. so that I can get there eventually. You may not get there straight away, but you're gonna get there eventually. So don't ever let anybody sit there and come tell you that that you're not gonna achieve anything, that you haven't achieved anything. They may have achieved some things in a way, but I've noticed that with certain people, if they've not achieved what they want, and then they see you who's in an even worse position, they tend to hone in on that. And when they do, they drag you down to their level. That disgraceful level that they seem to be on. And it doesn't make any sense to me. If you're talking about, oh, that fellow black person is my brother, that other black person is my sister, and then you basically put fists through their self-esteem. And that person is supposed to be someone you're looking out for. You may not know them personally, but that's someone you're supposed to be looking out for, and that's what you're doing to them. Really? We have enough shit to be dealing with, yeah, as black people living in the UK. We have enough shit to be dealing with without telling each other, without dragging each other down, without saying, oh, you're not this type of you're this type of black, or you're this type of black, or you ain't achieved anything. I mean, think about it, like, not everybody wants to get a degree, yeah, but I've noticed that quite a few black people are actually saying, if you don't have a degree, then if you don't have a degree, you've not achieved anything. If you don't have a job where you're earning over 20 grand a year, you've not achieved anything. If you work as a healthcare assistant, you basically ain't shit. If you're a nurse, why you're not a doctor? You know, everybody's always going to be saying something to you. Everybody is always going to be saying something to you, and you've got to rise above them, because at the end of the day, what they're saying about you does not have a reflection on you. It's a reflection on them. You feel me? It's a reflection on them. So you can't ever let a person who does not know the true you, who does not know your circumstances, yeah? You could have had a really good job, yeah? You could have had a really good job, lost your job, couldn't afford to pay your bills, so you became homeless, and the only option you had at that time was to go back home with your parents. And that is what I admire the most, because you had to swallow your pride and go back home. Yeah, you had to swallow your pride and go back home. And that is the thing that I admire the most. People who swallow their pride and they do what they have to do, what is necessary. None of this bullshit about, you know what, I'm going to struggle all by myself. No, do not struggle by yourself. Don't struggle by yourself, yeah? Don't let anybody chat you down, yeah? If you have a support system, then use it, yeah? If you have a support system, then use it. Or if you don't have a support system within your own family, then if you know where to go to get, if you know where else to go to get another support system that's outside of your family, then you go towards that as well, whether that be your friends, if you need to stay in a hostel for a while, whatever you need to do to achieve your dreams in the long run, then you go and do it, yeah? It may be difficult, it may be hard, but it's what you need to do at the end of the day anyway. Pride is a killer, and I'm one person who can relate to that, but that's for another day. Yeah, but I'm saying anyway, use people who are in your life to help you develop and grow, help you achieve your dreams, yeah? Don't let anybody say you're not going to be able to achieve your dreams. Don't let anybody say that because their idea of success is different to yours, that you're not going to match up to them anyway. You may even soar past them, man. Yeah? If they're a shooting star, then you be a fucking rocket. You understand? See you later.